Hey, good morning, everybody out there. My name is George O'Connor. I'm here today. All week, I've been doing a takeover of the Instagram of Word bookstores. Now, normally on Saturday mornings at this time, Word has a story time. But as you know, there's a lot of strange things happening in the world right now, and as a result, Word isn't open to the public. They're still there doing good work, getting books to people who call up their store, people ask for books, because right now books are more important than they've ever been. But they can't have people in the store to the story time, so what I have offered to do is I'm going to bring a story time to you. Now, I am an author and illustrator. That means I write and draw my own books. And my favorite thing in the world, besides my cats, is dinosaurs. So today, I'm going to spend a little bit of time maybe drawing some dinosaurs. And then I'm going to share a couple of my books with you about dinosaurs. Does that sound good? Well, I don't know because I can't hear you, but I think it sounds good. Normally at this point, if I was reading to a room full of people, I would throw out the question. I'm like, who do you think is your, well, no, who do you know who you think. Who is your favorite dinosaur? And I could tell you with almost 100% certainty that everybody would answer Tyrannosaurus Rex. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to very quickly draw you a Tyrannosaurus Rex. Whenever I draw a T-Rex, I start by drawing his eyes. Hope you all can see that. He's got mean eyes. T-Rex, of course, is what we call a carnivore. That's a fancy way of saying he eats meat. Here's his big mouth. There's his head. Because he eats meat, and this is kind of gross, T-Rex doesn't chew his food. He has giant teeth, sharp teeth. Each of these teeth, just to give you a sense of scale, because this is a small drawing, I mean even smaller than my little cat, each of those teeth in real life is bigger than a banana, and it's sharp, and he takes these huge gulps with it. He just rips huge chunks of meat. And I'm sorry to say, they didn't have supermarkets back when T-Rex lived. He takes huge bites of meat of other dinosaurs. So, yuck, gross. Also, he doesn't chew, like I said. Ew. Alright, let's draw the rest of him. There's his throat. Here is his hands. T-Rex very famously has little tiny hands. But I'm here to tell you that's not fair. Because T-Rex's hands, yeah, like you can make fun, like, oh, T-Rex, you can't scratch your chin, or T-Rex, you can't do push-ups, or T-Rex can't do high five. Yeah, his hands are kind of small for him, but if you were to actually measure a T-Rex from the tip of his fingers to the tip of his shoulder, his arms are over 6 feet long. That's taller than I am. So his arms are bigger than my entire body. And remember how I said he takes big bites of meat? When T-Rex takes a bite of meat, his gulp of meat is about 250 pounds of meat in one bite. That's not even, I don't even weigh 250 pounds. That's like me and a half. So he would take a bite bigger than me, have room for another me left over, and his arm is bigger than me. It's not fair we make fun of his little arms. He has a big belly to eat all that meat. He has big, long, strong legs with 3 toes. And then he has a tail that he sticks out behind him because it helps him lean way over like this. His tail comes out so far behind him, I actually haven't left myself enough room, and I don't feel like drawing on my shirt. So just pretend that there's a tail that comes out here. Now, just to really give you a sense of how big a T-Rex is, I'm going to draw me. There's my big nose. There's my beard. There's my messy hair. My head is disproportionately large in this picture, clearly. There's my shirt. There's my pants. And there's this beads of sweat flying off my head because I'm very nervous because I have a giant T-Rex about to eat me right above me. So that's pretty cool, right? I mean, T-Rex, pretty neat dinosaur. Gotta say, though, it's really not a dinosaur I want to have a face-to-face encounter with. There's a lot of dinosaurs out there. If you were to ask me, George, if you had a wish from a genie, what would your wish be? I could tell you my wish would be to go back in time and meet dinosaurs. And I would have to say, I would really hope I don't meet this guy, because this guy would just chew me up. Well, he wouldn't chew me up. That's what I just said. He would just swallow me down. I wouldn't even be a snack for him. I'd be like one piece of popcorn, and he'd be like, that was okay. Where's like another 20 of that guy? And like, I would be the easiest food to eat. So I think I've talked a lot about dinosaurs here. I've revealed that my desire is to meet a dinosaur. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you all a book I wrote about what it'd be like to have a pet dinosaur. This is a book I wrote and I drew called If I Had a Raptor. Now, you guys may know raptors. If you've ever seen the Jurassic Park movies, the heroes on some of the movies, the villains of others, are the velociraptors. This is, I have to be, because I'm a dinosaur nerd, I have to be honest, this is not really a velociraptor. The dinosaurs in Jurassic Park are not really velociraptors. They're really dinosaurs called Deinonychus. Just for a second to say that out loud. Deinonychus. Deinonychus is like a bigger raptor. Real raptors were only about as big as a turkey. Which they're still pretty scary turkeys, but in general, I'm not very scared of turkeys. We eat them every Thanksgiving. They're not that impressive. So what I'm like, let's do this book. I like the name Raptor. Velociraptor, by the way, it means fast hunter, which is like, that's a pretty cool name, right? So I wrote a book about a velociraptor. It's really a Deinonychus. I'm just saying that so I feel better about myself. But without any further ado, I'm going to share with you my book, If I Had a Raptor, by me, your pal, George O'Connor. Some nice green paper. Okay. Have you ever been like, okay, I live in New York City, in Brooklyn, right, in your word, right? And have you ever been doing the thing when you're like walking down the street in Brooklyn or wherever you live and like you see like a little box of baby raptors and you're like, oh look, somebody's giving away some free raptors. And you're kind of looking and maybe like one of you have like this like moment where you're kind of just looking at each other like, are we having a moment, this raptor and I? And then the next thing you know, you're carrying home a baby raptor. Has that ever happened to you? Or is that just me? I mean, that's probably just me, right? Okay. So If I Had a Raptor by George O'Connor. Okay, look how cute this is. If I had a raptor, I'd want to get her as a baby. When she's all teensy and tiny and funny and fluffy. I mean, look at her. Come on. It's a little hard turning the pages. A baby raptor is so teensy and tiny that she could be easy to lose. So here we have the crowded apartment and the little tiny raptor. And you turn the page. And the text says, I'd give her a little bell so I could always find her. Can you see the raptor here? It's not that hard. She's in the bookcase. Can you see the raptor there? That's not the raptor. That's an electric outlet. But that's the raptor. Can you see the raptor in this one? She's underneath the chair. So then we see, can you see the raptor in this picture? She's hiding in the covers. And it goes, ring-a-ding-ding, the little bell she gives her. There you are. And the little girl drags the raptor out because the raptor doesn't want to be picked up right now. But that's okay because it's little. It can't stop her. Baby raptors are the cutest. And look how hard she's hugging the baby raptor. It's like, ah, ah. If I had a raptor, she would like to sit in my lap and I would let her. It's really cute, right? Little raptors, little tiny turkey dinosaurs. This one isn't even big as a turkey. This one's like a little fluffy baby duck or something. But you turn the page. What? Even when she grows up, she will still like to sit in my lap. And guys, I'm just going to interrupt the story. This is why I have to tell you, it's a Deinonychus. It's real big. Look at the bigness of this thing. It's so much bigger than a little girl. A raptor likes nothing better than a nice warm spot. My raptor would bask on a Sunday windowsill or snuggle in the clean laundry. Really is hard turning pages sometimes, guys. She would even settle on my homework, or in any cozy little space, really. Guys, my raptor would like to sleep. She would sleep a lot. She would sleep all day long. Because she will definitely run around like crazy. She will run around like crazy all night long. She's like zip, 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 zip. Now, raptors have special eyes that let them see in the dark. And see it, the little girl's going to the bathroom in the middle of the night. But then she comes out. I don't. And she steps on the raptor's tail. And the raptor jumps up. Ring-a-ding-ding-ding. Poor raptor. No matter how late she stays up, my raptor would wake up nice and early. If you look there, 4:36, that's too early even for people with kids. She would let me know when she's hungry or not. Check it out. This is a secret Easter egg, as we call it. See the name of the raptor on her food dish? Dinah. Because she's a Deinonychus. Get it? Okay. Back to the story. One of these days, I'll learn how to turn pieces of paper, guys. It's hard being an adult. If I had a raptor, I would have to teach her what's right and what's wrong. And destroying the couch, definitely wrong. I might even have to trim her claws a little bit now and then. She would always forgive me, though. Good girl. Don't worry, this doesn't hurt her. They grow right back, sharper and stronger than ever. Guys, all raptors like to hunt. If I had a raptor, she would stalk the little things that catch her eye, like birds, or bugs, or even a dust bunny. And sometimes she would stare at nothing at all, or what I don't even know what. And sometimes she might just stare at me. If I had a raptor, what is going on here? Ring-a-ding-ding-ding. There you are. It would be the best thing ever. So, that is my story about how much I would love to own a velociraptor. Now, I'll be honest here. That whole bit in the beginning where I was talking about walking down the street and finding the box of raptors and maybe I have a connection with the raptor, that's never really happened. Raptors, unfortunately, haven't been around for about 65 million years, so I kind of missed the boat on that one. But you're probably watching at home. You probably thought, like, the way that this guy is talking about raptors, it reminds me of another animal. Another type of animal that you might have around your house. Another animal that if you were watching around the edge, you probably saw a couple of them wandering in. Because if I had a raptor, this is the big secret of this book, it's not really about a raptor. It's not even about a Deinonychus. It's really about a cat. If you take a look at this book and look at everything that this little girl does, right, from finding the cat in the box, which, I mean, that's not a good thing to do if you have kittens, but it does happen in the world. People just give them away in boxes. To being super cute and funny and fluffy as a baby, to it hiding around the house and not wanting to be picked up because it's little, but it can't stop her because it's little. And, like, all the bits, right, even to this, that it hunts her. Because, hey, Figgy, come here. Figgy, this is my cat. I'm going to introduce you. So, Figgy, ooh! Everything that we see here, this is what a cat would do. So this book was written because I love my cats, and my cats don't love being picked up, just like the cats there. But, they're dumb. They walk over when I call them. They really shouldn't do that, because I'm just going to pick them up and rub their fat tummies, because they're fat and they're little. So this is really a book about cats. And what I think is so cute about cats is cats spend all their time hunting us, right? We're much bigger than them, so they can't really eat us. I mean, luckily. But, like, that's what they do, all those cute little behaviors. So that was the idea behind If I Had a Raptor. Everybody loves cats, right? If you don't love cats, I don't know what to say to you. But there's another animal that everybody loves, too. Another animal that people have in their houses a lot. And, well, I'm going to tell you a book about that, but I'm also going to tell you a book about my favorite dinosaur. We started talking about T-Rex. T-Rex eats other dinosaurs. T-Rex would try to eat Triceratops, but he can't because Triceratops has got all these horns on his face. They live at the same time. And so I'm like, he's like looking for an easy meal, and he comes up to this big dinosaur. It's like the size of an elephant, a little bit bigger even. It's like a bulldozer. And it's like, I'm going to eat you. And he's like, yeah, I'm going to poke you in your belly with my 3 horns in my face. And he's like, you know what, maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm going to go look for one of those author guys because they got big heads and they go down easy. But maybe there weren't any authors in time machines that day, who knows? But Triceratops is the coolest. Triceratops is an herbivore. Remember I said carnivore before? That means how to eat meat. I mean, they only eat meat. Triceratops only ate plants. I mean, don't get me wrong. He was still a big, tough guy. He would eat plants. He would literally, he could use his horns to kind of knock over a tree, and he would eat that tree from top to bottom. He would start at the leaves and finish at the roots. He'd eat the entire thing. We know this because there's people who study dinosaur poop, and then they find that stuff old. It's gross. So we won't talk about poop anymore. Come on, it's early. It's Saturday morning. But I lied. We're going to talk more about poop. But Triceratops is the coolest dinosaur, and this is my book about what I would do if I had a Triceratops. Coffee break. If I had a Triceratops, by me, your pal, George O'Connor. Alright. So, confession time again. I'm a really big fan of Triceratops, and sometimes when I get really excited about Triceratops, I'll actually, put a couple of Triceratops horns on my head and then glue another horn to my nose and walk down the street and pretend to be a Triceratops. And some people look at me like I'm kind of funny, why is that dude got 3 horns in his face? I'm like, I'm a Triceratops! And I start eating trees, and they're like, don't do that. And it hurts my teeth, so I don't. But I keep walking, and I'll just walk down to, the local pet store, and instead of there just being the normal pets in the window, there's, a baby Triceratops, and a baby Triceratops is still pretty big, but I just look at the baby Triceratops, I'm like, I'm gonna go in and just look at the baby Triceratops. And then the next thing I know, I walk out, and then, I can't turn the page because I have bad fingers. Wow, killing the momentum here. And then I have a pet Triceratops. Has that ever happened to you guys, or is that just me? That's totally just me, right? Okay. I don't know. I guess I'm discovering today I'm very weird. If I had a Triceratops, I'd be sure to take good care of her. Because owning a Triceratops is a lot of work. I would give her a house of her own in the backyard with lots of room to run around. I don't know about that house. And also, can we zoom in here? Remember how in the Velociraptor book, the dinosaur's name was Dinah? Can you see her name? It's Sarah. Triceratops. Get it? Get it? I'm funny. But I might let her sleep by my room when she gets scared. Oh, see the lightning? It scares the Triceratops. If I had a Triceratops, I would take her for lots and lots of walks. Uh-oh. Remember how I said I was lying before about us not talking about poop anymore? Guys, I'm sorry. I'd be sure to clean up after her, of course. See the stink lines? Stink lines. Ew. Ew. This is quality picture book material. Saturday morning. Stink lines. Come on. Going for walks would be a great chance for my Triceratops to make new friends. And me too, I guess. I don't know. He doesn't look very happy to make new friends there. I guess he's good at practicing social distancing. Playing fetch would be another excellent way for her to get exercise. And the little boy, he takes a stick and he throws it as far as he can. And then the Triceratops comes back with an entire tree. Confusion! If I had a Triceratops, I'd train her well and teach her tricks like turning the page. No. Sit up. Roll over. Play dead. High five. I mean, look at that. That Triceratops has to be pretty careful where the high five's going to be smush on your foot. You know, I bet my Triceratops would like to dig holes. But if she found any large bones, I wouldn't let her chew on them. She could choke, and besides, they might belong to a relative of hers. But of course we know that's not a relative of hers. What skeleton is that? Oh my goodness. I do believe we have a sighting of a T-Rex skeleton. I introduce you a very sophisticated concept. This is called irony. The Triceratops is eating the T-Rex. Let's turn the page. Uh-oh. And when she gets dirty, I'll give her a bath. No! Don't shake! Water everywhere. Just just terrible. Just such a mess. If I had a Triceratops, she would protect my home from burglars, and maybe even the occasional T-Rex. Now, I like this drawing because this is definitely not a burglar, and he is certainly not a Tyrannosaurus Rex. He is the mail carrier, and there's no way they're getting their mail delivery today. He's like, nope, going to the next house. And if sometimes she gets into trouble, like for eating my homework, or chasing the neighbor's car, well, I mean, look at that guy's face. Honey! It will all be worth it when she runs out to greet me at the end of the day. You guys ready? There's my girl! Bam! Boom! Crash the house. Oh, the house. It's just, what happened to that house? If I had a Triceratops, I would be the luckiest kid in the world. So, I mean, what do you guys think? I would love to have a Triceratops. If that genie that I mentioned before would come down and be like, George, one wish. I'm like, yeah, go back time, see a Triceratops. Have to admit, after doing this book, it would maybe be a little bit difficult to have a Triceratops in my 2-room Brooklyn apartment. But luckily, just like how my book, If I Had a Raptor, wasn't really about a raptor, I think you all know what animal this book is really about, right? It's clearly really about a rhinoceros. No, I'm joking. It's clearly about a dog, right? I don't have a pet dog to pick up and hold up in front of you, but we all know what dogs look like. Dogs are fun, dogs are cool, dogs poop in your yard, they do all kinds of stuff like that. But this is a book just me playing with how fun it would be to have a Triceratops. And if a Triceratops was just like the biggest, happiest dog you ever saw. So those are my 2 books I'm going to share with you today. I want to thank everybody who tuned in. I want to thank Word Bookstores for letting me read these books to people out there. And I just want to, just talk a little bit about Word, because Word is not going to be open for, because of what these strange times we're in. But there are going to still be doing story times. In fact, next week at the same time, I believe, there is going to be the Drag Queen Story Hour. This will be hosted by Harmonica Sunbeam. She is going to, you thought I did a good job reading? No. She's going to do the most amazing job reading books. And she's going to look beautiful and fabulous doing it. It's going to be a bright ray of sunshine. So please tune in here at 11 a.m. Eastern Time at Word, and you can see this. Anything else I should be mentioning? I think that's it. So everybody, this was my pleasure to have a chance to talk with you. Wait, what? Oh yeah, actually, if you enjoyed this, if you know my other books, I also, in addition to writing books about dinosaurs, I write a bunch of graphic novels about the Greek gods. And if you tune in here today at 3 p.m. Eastern, I'm going to be doing a little bit of a live talk and sketch where I talk about some of the different Greek gods. It's a little bit older than this, perhaps. It's a little bit sillier than this. I take some Q&A. I do a lot more drawing. But it's been really fun. So if you want to come back here at 3 p.m. Eastern, I will be continuing my Week of George at Word Bookstores. You could come and see me talk about Greek mythology, and I'll answer all kinds of questions like who would win in a fight, Hephaestus or Ares, or whatever you want. And I'll see you today later at 3. Thank you so much. Bye-bye, everybody.